is even down in this lower bracket is kind of crazy.
Did I hear some in-game comms, or was that something else? I heard a woo from someone in the background.
I don't know.
I heard a little woohoo, but maybe it's my feed just trolling a little bit. But it's a 1v1. Oh,
the clutch
won by Gil.
Sinnopsyy. Clutch situations in the pre-game as well. That's a good sign for Guild Eagles.
I mean, surely they should stay on CZ. That's what I reckon.
I would reckon exactly the same as well, and I have a feeling that is what they are going to plan to do. We just got to make sure that everything is set up nicely, set up correctly as well. Shouldn't take it too long. Get a little bit of deathmatching in the meantime as well. Pipw has been a very consistent player across both of these maps so far.
Also, little update on some of the other matches going on. So, Amcol won 2-0 against Ruby, sending Ruby to the lower bracket. And Amcol pursuing in the upper. So pretty dominant. They won both their matchups 2-0. So, good to see that coming out of them. And the other games are still going on. So, Pipw Forza, it's currently 12-12 on map 2. So that's nice. So, quite tight. Namiga Espionage. Actually, Espionage won the second at 13-11, close.
Map
but that means
3.
that's going to a third.
Ooh.
And then, and then we are the third game. So, exciting things up ahead. A third map here for us as well. Guild Eagles against Insilio.
It is indeed. Guild Eagles getting to have their pick of sides as well is really just a bit of a worrying omen here for Insilio, especially off the back of what was a flawless T-side, I believe it was. On the previous map, but here we go. Getting ready, getting into Ancient as well. We do see juanflatroo keeping hold of that mid-control, maybe falling back a little bit preemptively as well, but Rigon with the opening kill. Scenario to get one of their own back as well. Actually forcing Insilio back a little bit as well. They're going to fall back, regroup, recalibrate, and actually move away a little bit from this A site. A lot of space towards mid here, of course. We have faded it as that little bit of a cubby position as well. It is being watched by GXX. Lovely double peek could come out here, GXX. Got to be a little bit careful.
Spotted. Of course, that's also information gained for him. Has the backup now of Rigon. Oh, and he just goes in. Kill. Definitely going his way, but both of them all very low. FPS lands one on Flatroo there.
And that'll be the site falling as well. They got a little bit distracted by the chaos in mid. They have to be careful of these donut players, though. Have a look at that. The flash is perfect. Rigon eventually gets ahead of one. It's a little bit messy. Bolt with an immediate trade back. One from Pip as well. And it's a 1v1 left as well. The dual Beretta spamming away. Having to reload as well. Low health for Colt. Darting in and around these boxes. Still dodging the bullets and manages to get a lovely headshot off there as well. Dodging so many bullets. Almost Matrix-esque style there. And that'll be Insilio with a pistol round. Not quite able to get the bomb plant, however, so money maybe not as great as they'd like it to be. But I'd say that was a pretty good round, all things considered, for Insilio. Guild Eagles, however, making sure it was expensive.
Exactly. Now, it's a rough investment here heading into round number 2, but on the back of the previous map, Guild certainly have the confidence in order to see they can pull this off. Not gonna be an easy road. Okay, that though, maybe the first one to fall. Great flashbang into middle without control obtained here for Guild. Well, maybe FPS can punish. There's a player with a pistol right around the corner.
Scenario, dodging bullets. Actually, not going to be able to find anything there at all. Flatroo with one, GXX with another, but even though the trades are perfect, 1v1 left. Massive advantage here for Polt. Knows where he is. Desperately trying to reach for that A1S. Grabs it somehow.
6 bullets though.
True.
Not very ideal. Oh, can't quite do it. Polt has the upper hand, but close. Lots of damage dealt. So as far as their economy goes, not the most ideal scenario, but of course on the flip side of Guild, there's barely anything to work with.
Indeed, indeed, that is, of course, the double-edged sword that is the sort of force bias. It can be quite potent, especially in CS2 when there are less rounds to play with. A lot of teams are trying to favor that, try get that round in, but the downside is it's even more dangerous when it goes wrong for you. You suddenly lose even larger percent of the first half and even fewer gun rounds. Lovely Molotovs to clear out Donuts. Unfortunately, not actually going to force anybody out, but that flashbang from FPS, absolutely perfect. Vader going to take down GXX, and look at that HE grenade. Softens them up nicely. Like a knife through hot butter, they fall, and juanflatroo, last one standing, but not for long. Beautiful third round, albeit against not much of a buy at all. But Insilio solidifying their little bit of a start here. This, however, is where it starts to get important. The first 3 rounds you can overlook a little bit. You know, especially if you lose that pistol round. The first 3 rounds are, dare I say, acceptable rounds to give away. This is where they need to turn it around, however.
I mean, a 3 on T-side is already very nice to have here in Insilio. Especially in ML12. Strategy is going to be Regan getting caught off guard, edge of the smoke, but flip side. Oh no, everyone is just falling into middle. This is scary territory. Sinnopsyy does run out of bullets, but so much damage dealt. Numbers at least now made even once again. Oh, that was a very interesting shot right as the timing of the nade, but the numbers kept even once more. Well, not for much longer. It's just GX extending. Has a good angle with the orb. But needs to make sure that his shots connect. That's the first. And the second. Guild recover. Get their first round up on the board.
Absolutely incredible sequence coming out there from GXX. Against all odds, keeps it calm, and manages to get both of those as well. Insilio going to be kicking themselves that they let that one slip away, but Guild, beautiful way to put a round on the board, albeit they wouldn't have liked to let it get as close as it was. Clutch situation, never ideal, but a round win nonetheless. However, off the back of it, weaponry still not good here. 3 MP9s coming out. I love this fast aggression here, however. Through Cheetah. Fletcher and Scenery. So much space taken. A lot of information gathered here as well. And really just funneling them towards this B site. Go this lovely crossfire established. Fader and Sugar can have so much to do if they want to try get into Cheetah here. And look at that, crossfire is perfect, and juanflatroo just sweeps them up.
And none of them dies. This is great for Guild Eagles. And now it's just a pincer that will continue. There we go. Trade is right there. Only a single loss. This is wonderful. And this is exactly what you want here for Guild. Bouncing back in almost the cleanest of fashion, sending Insilio into perhaps even forced territory, but not too sure if that's what I want to go for.
I think we will see anything more than a couple of P250s. There really isn't the money on these players, and if they spend any more than that, then they are not going to be able to buy for the next as well, which would really put a damper on the plans, because not only would Guild Eagles be going even on the scoreline, they would be taking over a little bit there. Although, all speculation, look at that, though. Lovely early aggression. juanflatroo just going to fall back. Try get Pip to play into him. Does indeed. But look at that. FPS a kill of their own. And that site actually going to fall.
The bomb is on Ado. This is a very interesting play. Might actually even be won by Insilio. Rifle picked up here for FPS. Sugar plants the bomb. And now the CTs are like, wait, hold on. Did they actually plant on B? Did we give up the bomb side? I think they might actually think it's B. Oh, and now FPS strikes. This is painful. And now sinnopsyy, can you clutch this? Technically possible. No kid in his hand though. Especially not on this A bomb site.
Look at that.
Oh,
They just walk into his bullets. He just holds down the trigger, and both FPS and Show are just gonna choose to stand in the line of fire and gets the defuse in as well. What a weird round.
I mean, I guess double swinging, you know, it makes sort of sense, especially one player having a pistol. But it's rough, especially seeing it from their POV. So, well, it evens out the numbers, 3-3.
It does.
Money's still on the board for Insilio, but
definitely a round that Guild Eagles should have won anyway. But the fact that it came down to that,
very true.
A round for the history books, mayhaps. Lovely early aggression hit from Guild Eagles pushing up. Quite far here, keeping them at bay. That A site very much the target at the moment. Only really rig on there. We do have sinnopsyy hanging out in Donut. A little bit of help from GXX to keep mid under control, but Rigon left alone with so much to do here. And with that Molotov forcing sinnopsyy back as well, he's going to either die to the fire or to Fadette. It turns out it will be Fadette instead.
Very low, finished off now by Cinery, and FPS will also trade. Insilio not quite sure if they want to commit to this A bomb site as of just yet. They do have Pipw actually in a very good position, just holding deep on B. Just needs to make sure not to die.
And that bomb is
if that's
running
the case,
over,
then they should be able to get that bomb plan, but Pipe's position is crucial.
And that kill really just cements the round here as well. Gonna hear the footsteps running on over to that bomb. Still hasn't quite made it over to site yet and hasn't been planted. I'm gonna be called upon to hold down and defend to try stop this bomb plant from being disrupted. Does go down anyway, but still so much to do with Fadette falling there as well. It's just FPS who hadn't rotated over yet as well.
Very far away, needs to line it up. Not quite where the bomb is planted. Come on.
Can't help but feel
I hate to see around
there,
yeah, to see it all sort of fall apart with players like so far split up from one another. And, like, the initial hold is so good, but then why is the rest so late?
I don't know. There was definitely some gaps in the communication a little bit there. Rotates coming in a little bit too late. We've seen that from Insilio, though. It's been very weird with these players being oddly split up as well. That bomb plant over on the A site when they had the fights on B as well. Although having said that, lovely opening kill there from FPS, completely untraded. Juanflatroo going to have to do so much. Gets the first kill as well. That bomb is unfortunately going to go down. Gets the second as well. Obviously not quite in time to stop the bomb plant. However, does manage to eventually get the planter. And now it's 2v4. Oh, trying to defend it. Stop this defuse coming in. And FPS with that AWP left alive gets the first. Still loads to do. However, caught with the AWP out. Not out, sorry, and loads of time for the defuse. 5th round to Guild Eagles. And we've definitely got a lot closer of a game on our hands in this map than we previously saw.
For sure, this is a good start. But I do see some mistakes flying on through here on the side of Insilio, which definitely need to be fixed. And again, Insilio's up on T's side, but now with Guild Eagles winning 5 in a row, especially now with the buy rounds coming into full effect, it's not the most promising for Insilio. But we have another shot at hand.
Do indeed Fadette with that SG. We've seen them use quite a lot. Juanflatroo fumbles the nade just a little bit there. This smoke is definitely not ideal, however. Early in the round does mean that potentially can be overlooked. Hasn't been too costly just yet. GXX, lovely pick there as well. Has a little bit of backup from sinnopsyy. He will just fall back. Allow Polt to keep his space in mid.
peek comes on through. Trade is present though. And they spotted a second player up in red room too, so immediately gonna try and make a move. Ooh, and Regan getting caught off guard. I think he was with a nade in his hand or something. Having to switch back to his weapon, but not quite in time. So the defense up on that A side has fallen, but technically still a player advantage now with Sugar being tagged. Trouble might be up ahead once more. FPS on the box, trying to quickly flick around. But it's not quite gonna come through. Insilio once again left empty-handed as Guild continue their streak.
Couple of worrying missed shots there from GXX. Of course, didn't really affect the overall outcome of the round. Would have just closed out a little sooner, dare I say. But Insilio, there's definitely good signs of life. It's good to see them getting the bomb down fairly consistently as well. It means that their money hasn't been in the most horrific of places. But this round win streak from Guild Eagles definitely has to be putting a little bit of a damper on their mood here. And of course, it's getting quite late into the day. It was a 2-0 for Insilio on their first series. Going to map 3, however, it's going to be starting to get tiring.
Oh, need to follow it up with. Lots of damage, lots of presence over towards this new bomb side. Flash tries to keep them busy too from Cheetah. And how much space can they maintain? Sugar, good with one. But the trades continue to be up on the board. Insilio with a player up. Ooh, make it a double FPS. That's a very nice kill. And now bomb site secured. Rigging up on the rotate, but his teammate very far away. Not too sure if you want to go for this if you're Gil. Then again, there's quite a lot of money. So you might as well try and see if you can make it a bit more costly.
Yeah, unfortunately with GXX falling there, there's a lot of money on some of these players, not a lot on others as well. Unfortunately, Rigon a little bit too committed to this. No real chance to back out there, so the only way was forward. Unfortunately, Pipe going to be waiting for him to move. And a round on the board, Insilio finally break the curse. They finally stem the bleeding, albeit potentially only for a round. As we said, the money is fairly decent on Guild Eagles, at least on most of the players, but definitely enough to buy back into this. Maybe not perfect. I like that they're opting for a little more utility. On a map like Ancient, definitely needed. Insilio, they have a chance at 4 rounds. Definitely a good start as well. They could buy themselves a little bit more breathing room and a little bit more opportunity. Of course, T-side Ancient, not necessarily the preferred side. They have had some incredible T-sides, though.
And A left completely open by Guild, so a pretty easy walk on. And with Sugar getting the mid kill too, this is has to be the safe here for Guild. Just make sure to hang on to those 2 rifles. I'm not sure why a bunch of playing around. Okay. I guess they want to give it a look in. At least those with pistols in hand. Now all of them have rifles. Maybe still a shot. 3 against 3 now. And there's no kit interaction, so time will be of the essence. And that's a great Molotov. Time to perfection. Making things very difficult now to get hands on that defuse. I think it's not even possible anymore with the timer.
I don't think so. The issue there, I think, was Snary. Snary had that position, and if he managed to get at least one there in Donor, we could have seen something a little different. That timer was very low regardless. But still. Nice little round there for Insilio. 5 rounds on T-side Ancient. I'd say that's pretty good going, and that regardless of how this final round goes, they can be pretty happy with themselves, and they put themselves in a pretty good position going forward as well. Guild Eagles, they'd ideally not like to let this go 6-6, but definitely the most even of the matches that we've seen. Insilio absolutely dominant on map number 1. Guild Eagles taking map number 2 by storm. Nice to see a map where it feels a little bit more up for contention.
Again, game plan seems very clear. Insilio have had some success here on this A-bomb site. Want to repeat the same story this time. I mean, it's a bit back and forth. 3 against 3. Well, not anymore. Another kill found by FPS. All doing good work for certain. 14 kills and 8 deaths. Only Senori here. MP9 makes it tricky. But not quite the firepower left in the magazine. 6-6. An ever so close scoreline. And find out what happens next after the break. We thought Guild had it all in the pocket, winning 6 rounds in a row, but Insilio bounced back, making the scoreline even, and honestly, we couldn't have a closer affair. This is already the 3rd map in this decider. Keep in mind, this is an elimination game. One of these 2 homes will be out of this closed qualifier, depending on who loses this final map. Close though, and let's see what Guild can do up on that T-side so far, losing the first player in the form of sinnopsyy. Maybe not the best start, but 3 more here lurking around in the middle. Hoping to set foot, but thus far, a lot of control denied.
So many bodies dropped so early on as well, Guild Eagles. Whatever plan they might have had has been dismantled, and they will have to try to figure out what to do here, and we can see Senori I had a little bit run over, maybe to try meet up with a teammate. They have decided to play a part. Actually, Recon finding a lot of space over towards this B side. There are still some people waiting for him, of course. FPS back site waiting. Lovely dink there as well. Recon spots the second as well. Has to be careful. Shots being fired off. Not quite able to connect and is taken down. It's just Snary. Saving grace that the bomb is on their back there. And Sugar keeps getting this little bit of information and managing to get away. And there we go. Just going to finish off as well. Nice little round there for Insilio. They stopped the bomb plant going down, which is exactly what they needed to do as well.
Pause seems like it's a bit of a tech issue.
If there's another tech issue, oh god, we've done it again.
Every time after a halftime break as well. This is just how things keep going as of today.
It's been one of those days, I think. I think it's been...
Yeah, I think we had like 5 or 6 tech pauses.
We've had at least 1 or 2.
I think
I
like
think we've
one
had
a
like
map.
1.5.
I think one a map, 1.5, something like that.
So thank you everyone for bearing with us through all of this. We're trying to make sure that the players have as fair a game as possible, that you guys get as much of a spectacle as possible as well. Unfortunately, you know, it's bad when you see our faces again so soon. So hello again, everybody. I'm not sure there's too much to talk about here as well. I think we've covered pretty much everything that we wanted to. But that's definitely the pistol round that was needed to kickstart that CT side from denying that bomb plant. Will really give them a head start going into this. Anything that you wanted to add, or are we just sort of waiting in limbo for now?
I mean, I think you covered a lot of the bases. I think especially with Insilio winning the pistol on CT can really benefit them. Guild Eagles have looked a little bit weak here and there on the T sides, and especially them it also being on Ancient can make things a bit more rough. But you know, you never know. We have seen Guild Eagles force a bunch of times. Wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna try and do something like that now. But it's risky, especially, you know, it's the last half you're gonna be playing. Do you want to take that risk? Do you think you've got what it takes in order to pull through with a force buy, or are you gonna, you know, give them 2 rounds, then probably bounce back with better weaponry? Might be the more favorable option, but then again, you have to do it on T side. Not gonna be an easy job.
True. Although, having said that, both of these teams we've seen have very, very strong T sides. Sorry, it's been the CT sides that have been lacking a lot, actually, on both maps for both teams, really, as well. And it's one of those things we go into it and we say, you know, oh, a CT-sided map, so the fact that they've got 6 T rounds is really good. But then T side just seems to be so... dare I say, spicy for both of these teams on all of the maps as well. So, I mean, I don't really know. There's no use in saying, you know, oh, it's T-side, because apparently that has meant nothing today.
Yeah.
Because actually it seems to have worked out better for teams. And I can't help but feel that, you know, CT side is an interesting one, because as we said in Insilio, there's not really much information. There's not many VODs out there for potential like reviewing and looking at going into the game. There wasn't much time between them finding out who they were playing against, and of course the match starting as well, but a little bit of research would have been done. There's really not much on Insilio and how they play, which, you know, is definitely going to benefit them going into this. I'm not really sure there's much more we can say. There's no point in speculating. We of course have the game back and ready once again, so we can actually see what's going to happen instead of just guess. We aren't actually going to see that force buy coming through. We've talked about it, but they've got a Tech 9.
Yeah, I was about to say, with the exception of sinnopsyy, he actually quite heavily invested into this armor as well, and a nade. Oh, and it's already gone. This is your investment down the drain, and not the ideal start here for Guild Eagles. Maybe the only thing being that they are going to site where there's currently no one at. At least not for the time being. Ford, I think, no, he isn't just in time to deny their bomb plant. Saved by the MP9, looking for a little bit more as the rest of the cavalry arrives. Maybe not even necessary as he takes out player after player. There we go.
They deny the bomb plant as well, which is absolutely huge. The rest of them are going to have money to buy. I really don't know what sinnopsyy plans to do here. I think maybe we see an upgraded pistol and some utility. If that, actually. That is the downside. There we go. Mac 10 and some utility. But really not great. But having said that, actually, the side of Insilio, this is kind of a bonus round for them as well. So we've still got that FAMAS and the MP9, although a lot more utility to support them as well. Love this early aggression. Actually, not pushing up as far as maybe I would have thought they would. Oh, I think spotted the shoulder there, but actually just manages to dip back towards Donut in time. There's the opening pick going untraded once again for Insilio.
Yeah, now Insilio is on to their own win streak, of course, looking to make it 6 here. So far, so good. And Guild Eagles playing it slow, hoping to regain control of Speedway Smoke for the time being. If they did actually abandoning Cheetah there, so with that, Guild Eagles can start to perhaps re-explore into middle. Into a... Do win that duel, that's massive. Makes the scoreline, or at least the numbers, even. The confidence back here onto Guild's side.
So the rotate's already coming back through this. Defenders on this site. Going to be a little bit of a difficult one. Flash to come through the smoke there is good. Full blind. But unfortunately not quite able to find anything off the back of that GXX. Going to get a little bit of a trade kill there, but Pipe, thorn in their back the whole time, and it's just Regon left. 3 trying to stop this one go down to that bomb very firmly in their grasp. Gonna be taken down, unable to find anything else. 3 alive there for Insilio as well. That is the magic number. You want to be trying to keep at least 3 alive each round where possible. And a brilliant start to the half. Back to Pistols, Guild Eagles go, however, a little bit of a daunting prospect. Actually, having said that, quite a heavy investment from them here. Deagles, Tech 9s, a lot of armor coming out as well. So looking to hopefully do a lot of damage here. Tech 9s have been quite potent in CS2, but still against this buy, it's not looking great. And Holt with that opening kill as well. Bad omen looming over their heads.
Looking to mow most of them down thus far. Good damage dealt as well. And Pult is already here. Oh, and now it's only Flatroo left. 10 HP. Deagle in a dream, but it's not gonna happen. Insilio marches on to 10. And keep in mind, the scoreline was 6-3, now 6-10. Absolutely insane, and it's like things have completely turned up its head. I'm slowly starting to get a bit of a deja vu of Anubis.
Potentially, but one thing that we do have to remember about Anubis is that there was an incredible comeback from Guild Eagles. They brought it back quite close as well. It's a team that you cannot count down and out until that 13th round has been hit. Ooh, lovely early aggression, rewarded nicely for FPS there, completely untraded and falls back, not taking taking 5 points of damage.
Problem here being, once again, the rounds do not start off great. Being a player down, every round feels like an uphill battle here for Guild Eagles.
That's
smoke. Yeah, will fade. Footsteps heard though on the other side. Flash as well. Ooh. One's a shot, not quite the kill, but FPS is there to help out. No one's crossing into mid. And thus far, no one onto A either.
Oh, they are still gearing up very much for this B hit. The utility coming out as well is gonna keep, of course, Pipe and Bolt back at this site. They have pulled over the reinforcements here, of course. FPS still staying pretty steadfast on that side. Finally moving on over now that that bomb is being planted. And actually goes down something that we've not seen them able to do a whole lot so far. Should have so much damage through the smoke there. But held at bay, held at the back of this site. Guild Eagles just trying to whittle down that timer as much as possible.
Oh, Pipw picks up a double massive, and now FPS, yes, he is on to 20 kills, but with an AWP retaking, it's a very tough job. Doesn't want to hand over the AWP as well. Oh, and gets a kill. Well, that's nice. So, further damage dealt. Guild will still maintain quite low money on the back of a win, even. And, well, doesn't matter too much. Plenty of money in bank for Insilio to rebuy, reinvest, and give it another shot.
Absolutely. We talked at the beginning of this game about juanflatroo having an absolute smasher of a game over on Mirage as well, and that we really needed to see more individual performances like that coming through for Guild Eagles to try secure this map and of course the series. This is map number 3 of the best of 3. And he is stepping up, but unfortunately it's not quite yielding the same results. It hasn't been quite as dominating as it was over on Mirage. On the flip side, however, FPS has been putting up absolute numbers.
Just jiggling right around the corner, has the right idea. Smoke being up though. Oh, and look at this aggression. Ooh. Oh, and now they know.
They do. That re-smoke as well, just going to keep them held so far back. They have got absolutely no map control. Got a little bit of information over towards A that there's no immediate threat of a flank. But really just pigeonholed here in towards their spawn. Another smoke coming out. They have had absolutely no chance to look here. They are just going to have to at some point try push through it. They've got the flashbang available for it. But with 2 sets of eyes watching as well, with those weapons trained nicely on them, it's going to be a tough one either way. Just say that I don't think there's another smoke available. So really, it has to be now. Look at that. Only 35 seconds left on the clock for them.
Oh, massacre once again, down to just a single player. But 1 versus 2, not completely impossible. That's a good Molotov. Tempted to push, will dump a bit more util up on the side as we have Sugar rotating right through the ramp, and well, that so much hyperfixation up on CT, not expecting him to come from that angle. So that is 11 secured, marching closer and closer, inch by inch. And now here comes the thing. Guild Eagles is in a very tough spot. Money-wise, some can buy, some a bit of a half buy.
It is. I
guess
them...
you kind of want to prevent them at least from
getting
going to 12.
Series point. Yeah, that's the thing though, is that they have that loss bonus very much racked up for them, which means that they will be able to put somewhat of a buy together fairly consistently. But also, it's not going to be perfect, and it's not what they need to try keep this map point out of Insilio's hand. That Tech 9 still not ideal, that Galil still not ideal, and the util few and far between for some of these players. Insilio, they are sat on all of the weaponry they could need. I really like Fader having an XM here. The XM, possibly my favorite gun in the game here. And of course, holding that angle on Cheetah as well. Little bit of a ratty angle, little bit of a ratty gun, but I love to see it. It's very much, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Come on, go and walk into it. You know you want to.
Pre-fire though.
Not quite able to find anything. That's really sad. But again, that's pretty good news for Guild Eagles here as well. They've managed to get that player advantage, something that has been quite desperately evading them quite a lot this half. But they really don't have a whole lot of control over towards a site, and time is starting to run low here as well.
Oh no.
With that kill from Sugar. Is that bomb down as well? Yeah, it is. I mean, suddenly 16 seconds. They are nowhere near a site. They're going to lose this probably just on the basis of time alone.
Oh no, Sugar, what are you doing? Single-handedly winning this round. Absolutely insane. Just most him down. And of course, with 15 seconds, you know exactly what's going to happen. Guild, you cannot do this. You cannot afford to make these kinds of mistakes. And this might just cost them the entire game. This might cost them a potential place for the IEM Chengdu closed qualifier.
Guild Eagles, there's not much utility. They have bought fully into these weapons. And this is, of course, 4 elimination hits. 4 rounds needed. 5 rounds needed, sorry. To keep this going, to try take this out of regulation and into overtime. And look at that, so much damage and an opening kill to Colt. It's a bad omen.
Oh, the confidence. Just spamming, punishing them. I mean, on the same side, maybe they're getting a bit too greedy, getting punished for it as well. But still, a player up, lots of damage up on GXX and sinnopsyy. So what's the plan going to be for Guilt? Smokes are up.
They just got to try hit this B site. There's 2 defenders here as well. Once the smoke fades, if they can maybe find a kill here, they might be able to find something. sinnopsyy, got to be careful not to be caught with utility out here. Footsteps are going to be heard and FPS wanting to push the issue. Taken down. They have given up a lot of space towards this site behind them now, however, but that bomb securely in their grasp. Lovely pick from FPS, and now it's just GXX left. Corner, spots the first, taken down, however, by Sugar. It's absolutely beautiful, and that's Insilio taking the 3rd map, taking the series, and eliminating Guild Eagles from IEM Chengdu.
Absolutely wild. Like, heading into this best of 3, wasn't expecting this whatsoever. Guild Eagles have